Hello to all of you. This is Dr. Dhaval Maheta, and today we are going to discuss moderation mediation analysis using process macro in SmartPLS-4. Professor Hayes has suggested many relationships which can exist between two constructs and two variables. Some of the relationship we have already discussed in my previous videos, that is model 1, model 2, model 4. Today we are going to discuss model 7. Now let's see what's completely new about this model. Here, the dependent variable y is getting affected by independent variable x, which is a direct effect, x affecting y directly. Now, the effect of x is also passed through the mediation m. So, x affecting m, m affecting y. So, when x affects y through some mediation, it is known as an indirect effect. So, now we are having direct effect and indirect effect. The relationship of x and m is also moderated by the fourth variable w. So this model is known as a moderation mediation. And how to carry out? Let's see in SmartPLS. First of all, I'll click on new project. I'll write down here process, create. I'll click on import the data file. So empty car is a data file on which I'll carry out the analysis. I'll just simply press the import. It will generate the basic descriptive statistics. I'll press the back button. Now I'll go and create the model. Make sure that this time you select process. I'll give the name of the model as moderation mediation. You can give any name. So now we are in the canvas of SmartPLS-4. First of all, I'll drop the mileage per vehicle, that is MPG. This is being affected by the independent variable weight. This relationship is direct. Now there can be another variable which is horsepower. So weight is affecting the mileage of the vehicle directly, and it is also getting affected by the horsepower. So there is an indirect effect which I want to include, and this is a mediation which I am including in my model. This we have already discussed in my previous video. I'll request all my viewers to kindly refer my playlist in which I have already uploaded the videos on many models. Now I want to include the moderation effect also. So I'll pick up the displacement from here. So the relationship of weight and horsepower is moderated by displacement. It is exactly like the model which has been suggested in model number 7. We want to estimate the effects. So I'll go and calculate, activate the bootstrapping from here. Start the calculations. Open the report. Click on path coefficients. We will get the p-values of all the paths. Those which are in green are having p-value less than 0.05. These path coefficients are significant. Here, displacement into weight. This path is insignificant. Now, basically, this is the mediation effect. I want to do the small correction here. It's not a mediation. It's a moderation effect. Displacement into the weight. We'll see in the graphical output. Yes, it is displacement into the weight. It's moderating variable. Kindly excuse me for this mistake. Okay, let's go back. Now you will click on total indirect effects. So displacement affecting the mileage, weight affecting the mileage, and you will have to see the p-values. For the full path, you click on specific indirect effect. Weight affecting the horsepower, horsepower affecting the mileage. So let us see the graphical output. Weight affecting the horsepower, horsepower affecting the mileage. Is it significant? Click on specific indirect effects. No, it is not significant. It means that the indirect effects are insignificant. Now, whenever you are having a moderation, you will have to click on conditional direct effects, which will give you the effects at mean, plus 1 standard deviation and minus 1 standard deviation. So when displacement is changed from plus 1 standard deviation to minus 1 standard deviation, you can see that the p-value in all the three cases is more than 0.05, and therefore displacement is not moderating the relationship. This relationship displacement is not moderating this relationship. It is completely insignificant. So weight to HP is not moderated by displacement. Okay, let's go back and click on conditional indirect effects. Here also the p-values are more than 0.05, and therefore effects are completely insignificant. Okay, now let's do some changes. We'll disconnect displacement from here and let us see if it is moderating this relationship or not. That is a relationship of horsepower to mileage or not. Let me connect it. Go in open report. Let me go in the conditional direct effects. You can see here that the effects are there. That is the horsepower to mileage effect. At mean, the effect is there, but at plus 1 standard deviation, the effect is absent, and minus 1 standard deviation, the effects are present. Now, according to the Professor Hayes, if you want to say that the moderation effect is significant, you should see the effect at plus 1 standard deviation and minus 1 standard deviation. And in all three scenarios, the p-value should be less than 0.05. But you can see here, in one case, it is more than 0.05, and therefore we can say that moderation effects are not continuing when we give plus 1 standard deviation to the displacement. Now, we can again go back, calculate path analysis, start the calculation, open the report, and we will carry out the simple slope analysis. Quite good. It is always necessary that this line should not be parallel with each other. I'm again repeating. This line should not be parallel to each other. If these lines are parallel to each other, it means that the moderation effect is insignificant. Here, as the lines are intersecting each other, it means that the moderation effect is present. Here, blue line is the displacement at the mean, the moderation effect at mean. Green line is moderation effect at 1 standard deviation, and the red line is moderation effect at 1 standard deviation. This is plus and this is minus. So if we consider the green line and if we fluctuate the displacement from mean by giving minus 1 standard deviation, the relationship between the mileage and the horsepower becomes much steeper. It means that the drop is higher. It means that when we increase horsepower, the mileage will drop quickly. The same relationship when we give plus 1 standard deviation, the green one. So this relationship, you can see the line is more or less constant. So even if the displacement fluctuates by plus 1 standard deviation, if we increase it, if we increase the value of displacement, so the relationship between horsepower and MPG more or less remains constant. You can see as it is a green line. So this was all about moderation mediation analysis in SmartPLS-4. For more videos on SmartPLS-4, kindly subscribe to my channel. You can see my playlist in which already I have uploaded many videos of SmartPLS-4. Please don't forget to press the like button, and you can also follow me on LinkedIn and Twitter.